myself looking at me and myself looking at me again, telling me to do right, telling me to do wrong. I got personality problems. I don't really like myself that much, but they do. I got personality problems. Only the Lord can help me out. I feel myself crawling up the wall. Gotta get to the day, 'cause I need my Tylenol. I see myself laughing at me, see myself laughing at me again, telling me to do right, telling me to do wrong. I got personality problems, personality problems. I don't really like myself that much, but they do. I got personality problems. It's one. Only the Lord can help me out.
With the grin made to win, it doesn't hurt to smile. Switch the flow up, they be like, hold up, that boy versatile, grinding since a little child. Been on the move lately, had to talk with self in the mirror, like you can't replace me. My 2 sons stay fresh and got a fly daughter. Personality too cool, bipolar, on the run from self, man, had a felony. Got them voices in my head, they telling me like,
watching me. Oh, they're watching me. Watching me on the ground, they are watching me. Watching me. Oh, they're watching me. Watching, coming through the walls, they're watching me.
What's going on, y'all? Here we go. It's bringing lyrics to life. We just listened to Personality Problems off of the Love Factor album of our special guest artist on tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. Bashir Hogue.
Thank you for having me. How you guys doing?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm great.
Good. Reese.
Christian.
You over there popping and glittery and all this good stuff. Curls on fleek. What's up, girl?
Ow. Nothing much.
Nothing much.
No.
Nothing at all.
No.
You coming from a date or going to?
Neither.
Oh,
Is that a cruel joke?
No. You look good.
Well,
you look good. My God. What's up, Naya?
Hey, y'all.
Shout outs to our live studio audience on tonight. We got Mr. Tommy in the house. What's up, man? We got Kalia over there. Shout outs to all of our faithful viewers, supporters, sponsors. We appreciate you. Tonight, for the first time on the podcast, we are actually going to have a live performance from our guest artist. But before we go into the live performance, we just want to chat just a little bit.
No problem.
Just to catch the people up, because you've been busy, right? You got TV, magazine. What else you got going on? You just like in everything and everywhere.
Well, I'm not in everything. That's not a good thing. It's not. But I'm in some things that's necessary. I ain't in everything. But I'm in some things that's necessary, you know. The TV show, The Culture, that's we're still doing it. It's just that the COVID thing kind of came in, and we want everybody to be safe. So we're meeting about how we want to make sure everybody's safe and still do the show. and just keep on doing what we doing in reference to the culture.
Well, tell people about the show. Where would they be able to view it at? What is it about? All that good stuff.
Well, the culture is about like it harnesses on young people, more so them exposing their talents, exposing their gifts, and the entrepreneurships and different things like that. Because nowadays, what you don't see is a lot of outlets for that. You see a lot of outlets for other negative stuff. So what we wanted to do was harness on young people doing that. We've met a lot of young entrepreneurs who are actually inventors of certain things that they have done, and so things have been good, but that's what the show is more so about. It's just more so uplifting young people and having them on the show. It's been going pretty well in the show. We've had Grammy Award winners, Emmy Award winners who are young, making moves
Nice.
that people don't know about, but they're actually doing it. So that's a good thing, but yeah, the show is pretty well.
That's good.
Yeah.
And you are the producer of the show?
The host.
The host of the show.
I'm the host, yeah.
Okay. Then you have something else going on. What's the other thing that you do? Isn't you have another show? Is it another show that you're doing?
No.
That's the only show.
Yeah, that's the only show. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then you have the magazine.
Well, what do you mean by magazine?
Didn't you have your own magazine?
No.
I know you was featured in like a bunch of different
Yeah,
ones.
I was a feature in them, but I'm not.
Oh, okay.
That's a lot.
All right. Listen, you had so much going on and trying to keep up with the times and keep up with you. It was like, man, he's just in everything that's necessary.
Yeah, that's a better way to put it.
I was like, he's just staying busy, which is a phenomenal thing.
Yeah.
So, that's what it was. You got the label now.
Well, which one?
Right. Which one? Because you had about 3 different ones about right now, right?
Well, let me straighten out some things real quick.
Okay.
So, I've been on maybe 2 labels. It looked like I was on a few, but I've been on 2. But those 2 I can't really speak about too much because but I'll just say they didn't work. So,
Gotcha.
I met let's just say Michelle Markle, who is from Plus Star, who's affiliated with Empire Records. So
Right.
what she did was, she sent some stuff over to them, and so I'm on their label now.
That's the label you're with now.
Yeah.
Got it. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's okay. I'll leave it like that.
You've been in music for years, right? Because we go back.
Yeah.
I can't even count the years. Yeah. So,
Reese House too. Shit.
yeah. I mean, I don't even remember the TV show that we used to record with Lorraine Logan. You remember?
It's not the featured
Remember
artist.
that? So how long have you been in music now? How long has it been?
Wow. I'm 42 now, so.
He don't look 42, huh?
Real time reactions.
Maybe like it's well, in it would be like 27 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
27 years. Yeah.
Oh, we're going to get back to that because with 27 years in the industry and you are well-versed, you've been in gospel, you're doing R&B now.
Yeah.
We definitely going to talk about that because I'm sure you have some sound advice that you can give other artists, up-and-coming artists, already established artists, because you've been in this game. And I remember a time when you was doing everything independent.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's, over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
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 So, yeah, we're going to get back to that.
Okay.
We're definitely going to dive into that. We're going to talk about that because we definitely want to hear some sound advice from you on the industry, how the industry works, how to navigate through this thing, how to stay true to you. Yeah, right, because that's one thing we definitely always like to spotlight and talk about on this show.
Right.
Especially for striving artists, on how not to get lost in the industry.
Yeah.
And the ways of the industry.
Right.
So we're going to get back to that, but right now we're going to have this live performance from you off of this hit single, Love You Back.
Okay.
All right. Move this here. Get it, people.
tripping over you, babe. Hope you feel the same way that I do. The grass ain't greener on the other side, babe. 'Cause I wanna be with you, babe. I know I said so many things to hurt you, but I wanna be with you, babe. I wanna love you back, love you back, love you back. If you want to, babe. Wanna love you back, love you back, love you back. If you want to, babe. I remember your sweet desires, babe. Hope you feel it burning in my soul. Burning in my soul, baby. I never want to lose out on you, babe. 'Cause I know winning with you, babe. Ooh, I wanna love you back, love you back, love you back. If you want to, babe. Oh, baby, 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 baby. Wanna love you back, love you back, love you back. If you want to, baby. Ooh, take me back, baby. Take me back, baby. Ooh, I want you back, baby, baby. I wanna love you back, love you back, love you back, baby. If you want to, baby, baby. Wanna love you back, love you back, love you back. If you want to, baby. Ooh, love you back, love me back, baby, for the rest of my life. Baby, 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 love me back, love you back, baby, for the rest of my life. Ooh, love you back, love you back, love you back. If you want to, baby, 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 baby. Wanna love you back, love you back, love you back. If you want to, baby.
That's it.
Yay, yay.
Love You Back. That was Bashir Hogue. I feel like what you call them people? I don't even know. But that was tight.
Thanks, man.
I do like that one. That was a single, right?
Yeah, it was singing.
Because I've been grooving to that one for a little bit. So I played that one back a few times. Tell us about the song. Tell us where it came from. How did that come about? What is it about? And then we're going to jump into it. We're going to break down the lyrics individually.
Okay. So the song actually came by when I was washing dishes. That's it. I was honest to God. Somebody was like, "You lost a love?" No, I just started singing the song, and so what happens with me is
I had a love for washing dishes.
Not really, but I was washing dishes, and I just started like making up this melody in my head, and I just started singing, "Love you back," and I said, okay, I need what I was going to do, I said, let me put some stuff together. Let me put some words together and stuff like that. And then I sent it over to a producer I know, which is Ron Hall and Will Attore. And they was like, let's put this as a single. And we put it together, and it became Love You Back, what you hear. So the song is about messing up. That's it. You messed up. You want to come back. You know, she threw you out the house. You still want to come back. You know, you're trying to see things. You know, you're trying to see things on the other side. Right. You know, like, okay, I see what I like. You know, because I mean, you're not dead, so you're gonna see stuff. But the thing is, you just can't touch it. So the thing was, this person in this song is, you know, went out and did, you know, his thing, and now he wants to come back to his girl, and she you know, he like, love me back. You know, so that's basically what the song's about.
So it's a plea.
It's a plea, yeah. Yeah, it's a plea.
It's a plea. Okay. Let's get into it. Reese, hit us with the lyrics.
All right, first verse. I'm tripping over you, bae. Hope you feel the same way that I do. The grass ain't greener on the other bay, so I want to be with you, bae. I know I said so many to hurt you, but I need to be with you, bae. That's first verse.
So I would just like to start with the fact that you just really popping, and that your microphone cover even matches your whole setup over there with your lip and your eyes. You're just doing what you do best. Okay, so that's the first verse. All right, so talk us through that. What does that mean to you?
Tripping over you, babe, is more like, okay, I am. I mean, I'm seeing you everywhere, but you're not there. You know, I messed up, and I'm just like seeing you in my dreams. I'm like, I can't eat, can't sleep. Well, I'm gonna eat, but I can, you know, that I'm gonna do. The things I would do normally that I wouldn't do, because everything that's in my mental is you. So
wow.
I'm just messing up because everything is like you. I see you, you know, and everywhere I go. So yeah, I tripping over you, babe. Hope you feel the same way. I'm hoping she does feel the same way, because I messed up, and she probably don't feel the same way.
Right.
You know, so it's funny when you mess up, you feel more remorse after you messed up. You know, and then you want to come back. You know, because like you know how when we do something or whatever, and it's like, you know what, I'm really sorry. You ain't sorry. You did what you did. So, but yeah, so that's what that's about. Let me see. Hope you feel the same. What's the next one?
The grass ain't greener on the other bay.
So the grass ain't greener on the other side. Basically, you know, I want, you know, the person is going over to see something that's greener, you know, but it's fake. You know, it's artificial. You know, and you know, all they doing is they just keeping their lawns up. You know, and they just see that, you know, but that's all they doing. So the thing is, you know, he touching, it's like, wow, this plastic. So he goes over, you know, and say, hey, listen, this is real. I mean, it's fading, but it's real. So that's what that is. And what's the next one?
I know I said so many to hurt you, but I need to be with you, babe.
So I said a lot, you know, I said, I don't need you. You know, I could make it on my own and stuff like that. You know, 2 incomes, you know, don't matter. One income gonna matter. So, but yeah, 2 incomes gonna matter. It's better. so yeah.
Okay.
To me, a long time ago, a long time ago, I just made my decision not to let it happen again.
Got you.
Yeah.
What you got, Naya?
So even Reese's nails is on fleek, but
Right, and it matches the back cover of her phone. You see that? She just popping on over there. We need to zoom in on her.
yes, let's do that.
I mean,
But Naya, think that Reese is thinking, here we go again, when you had to mess up to realize what you wanted. That's what I think she's thinking. That's all I got.
so you just, good thing we zoomed right in on you. Spotlights on you, sis.
So just over there looking beautiful and flawless.
I mean, ombre, curls popping. Come on, break it down for us, sis. What's on your mind? Let's talk about it.
Maybe I'll pop into somebody wanting to love me back, because I'm so popping today.
Speak it into existence. Amen. Amen.
So now you said this happened to you a long time ago.
Yeah, long.
But where you put yourself at now, you made sure you're in a position to where that doesn't happen again.
Absolutely.
Amen to that.
what would be your advice to people, male and female, in a relationship? We have a very unique time right now. You know, we have a lot of COVID relationships.
Panic pandemic.
Yeah, we got
panic pandemic partnership.
Yeah. We
I
got.
like that.
She just created a whole department.
I'm definitely using that.
And when they all
man.
get divorced, that's what they should call it, the panic pandemic
Yup,
partnerships line. All of you come this way.
I mean,
It
yeah,
is, though.
that's
It
a whole
really
corporation
is.
you just established there. What would the advice be? You know, a lot of people now, right, as looking at this time as one of the conversations that I've had, and I think we've kind of shared, is this an opportune time to date? Because you're kind of forced now to talk.
Absolutely.
You can't just go to the movies. You can't just go to a restaurant and it's too loud so you can't hear what nobody's saying anyway. You know what I mean? You're kind of forced to sit on the phone
Right.
and have a conversation and get to know a person in a different way, as opposed to, you know, the going out to eat and just, you know, we gonna keep it our appearance casual, you know, so we can give you an idea of what I'm like, but you know, just to bag you, and then maybe we'll go from there, blah blah blah. But what would the advice be based off of a song like this,
Right.
where they're saying love you back? You know, because obviously I didn't love you back. I failed, right? So now I've acknowledged, I recognized I fell short. I'm trying to fix it, and in the process of doing that, I'm gonna love you back and love you in the way that you deserve from the beginning.
Right.
So, so what would your advice be? How would you break that down to somebody?
Okay, well, so we're in the pandemic. So I'm going to tackle that first. So the fact that we're in the pandemic, it does forces people to talk, but I think the ones that are talking are the more seasoned people.
Y'all think it forces people? Ain't nobody talking to me. It forces you to talk.
Well, I'm gonna say this.
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna say this. Well, I would say that if you are, so if those are not working, if you're not working, because you know people are not working, you know,
Right.
they're on the unemployment thing, you know, they getting a whole lot of stuff on unemployment.
Listen, I just had that conversation this morning.
A lot of stuff. But I was like, I wish I was on. But the thing is, I think that with people who are more seasoned in their I won't say well, yeah, mine. It has a lot to do with, okay, am I going to talk to you because you're here, you know? But if we're talking younger, no, they're not going to still talk. They're still going to, you know, they're still going to do what they do, you know. They don't care about no pandemic. They don't care about, you know, I got COVID. I don't even care, you know. But that's you know, and the reason why I'm saying that is because when you see certain things, social media shows you a lot. It shows you lies. It shows you truth. You know, so when you see the fact of what you see, you know, you still see people, you know, doing what they do in the crowd and all that type of stuff, and still, you know, doing what they have to do. But my advice, plain, would be say that if you are communication. I mean, that's the only thing. That's the only thing I believe in relationships, that when that's broken down, it's assumption now. It's assumptions about your moods. You know, I wonder how she feels, or I wonder how he feel. And if you keep doing that, more so, eventually what's going to happen, something's going to make you angry, and then you're going to take it out on your spouse or whoever. And what's going to happen is you never talked about the beginning thing that happened. So what happens is that stuff starts to build up.
Right.
You know, and then you start showing your attitude, or you start showing your bad attitudes towards each other. So my advice is to talk, you know, sit down and actually talk. And when you do talk, let the person say what you did, and you don't get offended. So, yeah, that's my advice.
That was incredible.
You need a mic back there?
No.
Are you getting healed? What's happening?
But if I can add on,
Sure.
The thing about pandemic partnership. The thing about those are are people are thinking that this is their lowest, right? And people are assuming that oh, well, you can deal with me at my lowest, then we're meant to be together. But
You
the
just
truth
said
of the
something.
matter is it's not the person that you can handle being stuck with. It's the person that when the world is open and all temptation is available to you, the person that you want to go home to is the person that you're probably supposed to be with. And that's why these partnerships are probably not going to make it, because people are misconstruing the situation.
This
so
is true.
bless their hearts.
This is true.
Squared is 2, cubed is 3, right? The P cubed.
Yes.
Cubed. Yes.
I can't. You was working on that one. Huh?
Giving us
Just
math.
came
I
to me
just love it.
quickly. P cubed.
Oh man, you better stamp that.
For real, because I'm using it.
Listen, you
I'm
about to
using
start
it.
a
I'll give
whole
you your
social
credit.
media trend hashtag P cubed. Netflix and chill hashtag P cubed.
That's gonna be the next flick.
That is. It's gonna replace
special-
Netflix
yeah.
and chill.
Sure
Yeah.
will.
In fact, start a movie. P cubed. There
Legit,
you go.
like,
On the
that's
pandemic.
That's the next series on Netflix.
Yeah.
P cubed.
Y'all heard it right here on Bringing Lyrics to Life.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a chapter in the next book. So.
For you?
Yeah, but I'll shout you out for sure.
No,
so
she's
serious.
very
No, I'm very
serious. She's
serious.
very serious.
I would
Yeah.
just like to comment and say that if I didn't know Khalid was back there, I would think this was haunted because you can't see her or you see the light, but you hear all this. That's all I had to say.
She going through it back there.
Go ahead and be delivered. Amen.
Right.
I was like, somebody come in. I thought somebody was knocking on the door.
Man, so when did this song come about? When did you write it?
I wrote it. What's this? It came out in September.
Yeah, but when?
No, he asked when.
Because it was released in such a
September
right
29th. Yeah.
in such a good time.
Yeah, very good time.
Because it went pretty. It did pretty well.
Yeah,
Did very well.
Mhm.
And it added to the sound of P cubed. And it created, opportunities for some people. You know what I mean? One of the going jokes but serious things that I'll talk about all the time is now we're not talking anymore. We just send songs. Here, listen to this. And let this song talk to you so you can understand where I'm coming from and how I feel. Yeah, so now I'll just let me just send you Love You Back real quick. You just listen to that, and then if you call me, then we can talk from there and figure this thing out. If not, then I'm gonna play the other song, Personality. and then blame it on you.
Yeah.
You got personality problems. I tried to apologize. You didn't want to accept it. So now let's talk about how messed up you are. Because that's what we do. That's what we do. Especially in PQ partnerships. That's what we do. Hit us with the next one.
So the hook is, I want to love you back, love you back, love you back if you want to, babe.
You can keep going.
All right. The next verse is, I remember your sweet desires, babe. Hope you feel it burning in soul. I never want to lose out on you, babe, because I know I'm winning with you, babe.
I'm going to let Reese talk first. Go ahead. No? All right, go ahead, Bashir.
No.
So remembering, just letting her know, I remember what you feel like, what you look like, what you taste like. I mean,
Hey, talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
This is the truth.
What you taste like. I remember like how your heart feels when you hurt. Because I hurt you. I remember, I remember all these things about you. But I hope you feel it still burning,
Wow.
in your heart for me. I never want to lose lose out on you because I know I'm winning. Basically he knew that he was winning,
right?
With her, because a lot of stuff that
she
other
the
women,
trophy,
yeah, that other people try to put, other women would not put up with, she did, even now, so yeah.
One of the things we often talk about is having a relationship of where we can build together and win.
Mm.
Just take over the world
Right.
type of a situation. And one of the things that we run into, especially in a relationship where two people are creative and are bosses, it becomes more of a competition
Yep.
as opposed to a partnership and us trying to build and figure it out together. Why can't we just respect each other in each other's lane and then just add to that?
Insecure.
I'm not saying because I can.
Echo. No.
You need reverb on that. Right. Insecurities, absolutely.
Yeah, I believe that too.
Insecurities.
I like seeing them win. It's when they not with me that I be like, boo.
Hater.
So-
I feel like if they win after we've gone our separate ways, it's a testament to my input. But I mean, I could be narcissistic.
Air 5.
But for
I've
the
witnessed
hook,
that.
I took that last part as a caveat. Like, if you want to, like you were saying, like, well, then if you don't, then we
I'ma
can talk
sing you the
about
personality
you.
joint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like. So that's how I interpreted that, because I thought that was funny. Like, I really want to give you all this love. Like, you deserve it. You're perfect. But if you don't want me to, then
Right.
then we could go left. real
Well,
quick.
he's more so saying, okay, it's all yours. You know, if you want to, because now the ball's really in her court.
Right.
You know, it's like if you whatever you want to do, if you tell me no, then I gotta accept no. You know.
So I'm with that. But on the flip, most women be like, nah, you gotta work for this. You're gonna chase this now, this, that, or whatever. And then we take the approach like, listen, I apologize. Tagged in.
Let me just say this about all of you with this. He's going to chase this mentality.
Get your notepads.
As a single woman who has been single for a very long time, and I have seen the 90s era, the 2000s era, when we was in the 2010, and now we're in the 2020s. Let me just tell y'all that era is over. So if you think somebody is putting on their track shoes, chasing you down, and you going to purposefully run just to see him sweat, you going to be running and realize nobody is behind you. These men are not chasing you. I just want to put that out. So if you into that, and I know especially in church we taught he should chase you, I'm telling you now, they're not the church, not the gangsters, not the nobody. Yeah. They are not chasing you. So please stop running.
Yep, she right.
Amen. I'm done.
Because it's too much that's easily accessible.
Correct.
And as I said, the value has been lowered thanks to the accessibility.
PQ.
Facts. I had a guy, he was young, but I had him tell me, he was like, and I knew he meant it. I didn't hear from him anymore after this, but I knew he meant what he said. That man texted me. He said, you're special, yo. I said, really? He said, yeah, you really are. These dudes know when they've come across somebody rare. The problem is the cost of not even money cost, but the cost of the effort of keeping me. They could have 8 chicks for that.
Right.
And they would rather have 8 chicks for that than to have the one quality chick. So if you want this, I'm worth it, he gonna chase me, I'm gonna concur with you. You worth it. However, he's not gonna chase you, sis. So you better go. When they show some effort, some interest, you got to meet them. Because otherwise that door, they out.
Can you say that again?
Yeah.
When they shows, if you want them,
and
they show some interest,
and they show
and some effort, you better meet that man.
You better
He's
meet
not
him
going to chase you
where he is.
Yeah.
So wherever you left him, you better make a U-turn and go back
quick too, because again, the eight ones is waiting on the side.
Right.
They're gonna come pick him up, heal him up, bandage him up. lick him up. They gonna do all kinds of stuff. Because you know the thing is the togetherness thing is a thing now. They make songs about that. So you better, if you want him, the time for game playing is over. Gone. The game is changed. It's not even a fair game. It's not a fun game. Games used to be fun. They ain't fun now.
Yeah.
Don't play no games. If you want, he's not chasing you. So when that man show that interest, and if you want him, you better meet that man at the point of his need. You better touch and agree.
Go ahead, what you got?
Oh no.
She said you better touch and agree.
Better touch and agree. Where one or two are gathered. If y'all are gathered, you better, You better touch and agree.
Oh, shout out to Reese Siren. Special shout outs to Ambition the Poet Harper. He's a true supporter of you, sir. Yeah. He's shouting you out heavy on the comments and your show, The Culture. So
come on.
We appreciate you for tuning in, bro. So as a man,
yes,
listen to all that was just said, right? And as a writer, how could we? I'm trying to figure out how to ask this without getting in trouble. How can we strategically say that to a woman to let her know? Because even in the song, you're like, "I love you back,"
right?
If you want to, and you even stated, you said the ball is in your court, and I'm with it because most of the time you are not going to find someone who is going to admit to their faults.
All right.
Come back, apologize, take responsibility, and then, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to, it's rare you're going to find that.
It's true.
So I'm with you, sis, because when you say, when he giving that effort, yeah, you better take him back. What other way could we say that, though? Without, because I know some females will take an offense to the fact that it's like, well, I apologize, I laid it all out, balls in your court. To them, that some of them will take that as an offense. Like, what you mean? You know what I mean? Like, I've been there, was for you, carried you the whole 9. You messed this up. Yeah.
So,
Do you take offense to that?
No.
Kalia, do you take offense to that?
Listen.
Oh Lord.
Listen.
Why she pause like that?
Cause she had to think about it. She had to think about it because the reality is, in that moment, that hot-headed, mouth almighty, tongue everlasting woman is going to have an argument.
Let me say this, and I said it last week, and I'm gonna say it again. Now, everybody is not worth taking back. However, if you love somebody, they wrecked your world, but that thing actually understands that he tore it up and is trying to come back and fix it. It doesn't happen. This is why I'm like, who's taking offense to this? Now, I got a few that after I took them back 4 or 5 times, now they want to do right. I'm too smart now. We ain't talking about those. We talking about the ones where you gave everything, it went left, and then it's done. And then they come back like, you know what, you were everything. And I ain't talking. And here's the thing, because the ones that come back to me, they still married.
Mic
Drop
off.
mic.
Yeah, I said mic off. I just
They still got a whole wife.
turn the heat down. It's hot in here.
However, if he comes back, he don't have all that going on, and that man says sorry. They don't do that, y'all. They don't do that. You better think twice before you answer him.
Go ahead. What you got, man?
I think, all right, so how you show it? I'm gonna answer that question real quick. I mean, how would you say it? Show it, because if you're
talking
saying
good,
it
sir.
so much, that's not what she's hearing. She
ain't hearing it. She need to see it.
So you gotta show it rather than you saying it. You know,
that's
so,
sound advice.
Action speak better than words. Also, I think I said this before, and some lady, she got in my inbox. She said, "You're wrong." I said, "You must be divorced," but.
Yeah. Well, your marriage failed. Whose fault is that?
So I posted. I said something about
Lord Jesus.
the reason why people or men may cheat. Because somebody asked me a question, why you think men cheat? And I said because they didn't get the fact. No, they didn't get the idea. What I mean by that is what we see in our heads is what we want. So what we try to. So it's like this. If I see. If another man sees a pretty woman, maybe okay, she's not what I wanted, because that the idea is in my head.
Right.
So what the man may do is try to make her that.
Right.
But if she doesn't become that, she becomes that fact to him. That's not what he wanted.
Right.
He wanted the idea. So while he's still with her, he goes and get the idea. That's why he cheats, because
Right.
the idea is not there, or the fact of his idea is not there.
That make a lot of sense.
She like, what?
No, it does, but please don't talk about us no more and how we want to change people and all that. Get the freak out of here, because that is crazy as hell.
Yeah.
It makes sense, but that's still crazy. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, I've seen. Be careful how I say this.
No,
I've
see,
seen.
go ahead. I'll back you. Go ahead. Say it.
No. I've seen men try to change their women into. Yes,
Absolutely.
I've seen men try to change their women into their idea of what they want and what they saw on social media or TV or whatever it may be, and they were dumb enough. God forgive me. The women sometimes may have been, I think you said self-esteem, I believe, or
Insecurities.
So they
Yeah.
had insecurities to say, okay, well, I guess this is all I got. Really, that's not all you got, because there's other men looking. The only reason why you're not looking is because you stuck with him.
I'll do you
I'm
one
finna
better. I'm going to tell you
Well,
how I
come
know
on.
that's legit. I can't win. I told somebody because I seem to be the married men magnet. I don't know what this is, but they just love me. And somebody was like, well, why do you think that is? I said, because I'm the fantasy. I'm the girl they didn't think was real. So they married the one they did because they didn't think I existed.
Right.
So then by the time they see me, they're like, oh, my God, she is real.
Yep.
And so they are so drawn to me because it's like, oh, I just got to have her. No.
Yeah.
No. But that is very true. The idea. And this is why people should stop settling. Because then y'all
That's
come
exactly
across
where
me
my
and I'm
mind-
screwed because y'all done already got married. So
People should stop settling, but why do they settle? Why do they settle?
people get desperate
Yeah.
and hopeless. Like, this
Yeah.
is just what it is. So
No,
let me
really.
just-
I mean, you sit and you weigh out the pros and the cons. It's like
Yeah.
she evil, but that wig stayed crooked. But
We have a question from the live audience.
yeah, go ahead from the live audience.
Is there a fine line between settling and compromising?
Not for me, no.
Well, I mean, when you get with somebody, right? You can't stay exactly as you are as you were single, because you're in a whole different
Situation.
right? So I feel like it's a fine line between compromising and settling. Like, and maybe I don't know this.
I hear you.
You know what
I hear you, but I would say this. You gotta love a person and accept them for who they are. I'm not marrying somebody off of an idea. You understand? I'm not going to enter a lifelong commitment off of a desire or off of potential. That's the word. I'm not going to build. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not going to build a relationship off of potential. Oh, you have the potential to do this or be this, so I do. The devil is a whole lie, because now we done gotten this thing.
He gonna be a potential eating your cereal.
You understand what I'm saying? Because right, can't cook, don't clean.
Yeah.
Nah. And then
Baby, let me buy your car. Where's your car?
we in the. And I just was talking to a married person today. They ain't even make it to 2 years yet.
Wow.
And he said to me, I know in the first 3 to 5 years you go through some things. I put my phone down. I did. Because you already settled like the first 5 years is supposed to be hell. No.
And
No.
we're going in circles. What it comes down to again is because we keep saying the same thing. Every episode is communication is key. And if we're not on the same page, and that's where compromise comes in, where we're on the same page. Settling is when there's no communication,
Right.
or the communication is ineffective, where somebody is missing out on something and they're losing too much of what they're offering. They're giving more than they're offering, or they have to give, and that's where the settlement comes in. But if you communicate and you both are giving equal and to each other and have the same goals, then that's where the compromise comes in. So if we're not aligned and we're not communicating effectively and we don't know what the other partner is looking for, or if we're aligned and we're not having that whatever it is, that je ne sais quoi. if we're not vibing, I was trying not to use the word, but if we're not vibing together, then it's not going to work regardless. So again, we come back to again, it comes back to the communication. Like it's no reason to settle if you know who you are and you're confident in who you are and you're secure in who you are. Then you know that you're equal, that your soulmate, whatever you want to call it, is out there. But you have to be secure in yourself to know that, and not look at the stipulations that other people say, that other people are telling you that the first 5 years is going to be hell. Like, base your relationship on what you want your relationship to be, not what somebody else told you your relationship should consist of. That's where you set yourself up for failure.
What Naya's saying is, call those things that be not. Compromise. I will say this. I've talked to Christian a few times about mutual friends we have. And a lot of times, you know what's a shame? There is like 0 to 100. There's no middle ground with people.
No, it's black or white. There's no gray anymore.
I know women who are just like, I'm not settling. But what it is they won't compromise with anybody. And what I try to say is, no man is going to dot every I and cross every T. That man's human. Wow. There's going to be something he does that you like, but if he does all the other 10 things right, that's where compromise come in. Like, I can deal with this. If you doing all this and it's just this, I can deal with that. Settling is, oh God, he don't work. He got 7 kids. He got 7 baby moms. I think he's still screwing the baby mom, and I think he's sleeping with my neighbor, but he is here.
But he come home every day. But he come home to me every day.
That's settling.
So I talk about the 87-13 thing, right?
Oh God.
Where sometimes the 13% feels like 87%. But you have to look at, because this is my thing, right? I've had some really terrible times and some really great relationships, and some really terrible relationships with some really great times, and it's hard to know the difference when you're in them. So you have to be able to step back and evaluate.
Boy, you
the
said something
situation
good.
that
Tommy
you're in.
he done chimed in.
I'm telling you that 87-13 is so real. Like, if you have the 87%, then y'all can meet in the middle somewhere and build that 13% up together.
Come on.
But if he only coming with 13%, shorty, go left,
or
my guy. Like, don't do it to yourself.
How about if he has 87%? Why don't we just be grateful for that and cut that
And
man some
appreciate.
slack? Yeah, let's not even worry about the 13.
So
If
let's
he's
talk
doing
about
that,
let's talk about
Depends on
that.
what the 87 is. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest, because if that 13% is important, can I get 5 of it? Let's work with the 5 of it.
But this takes us back to the conversation we had a few episodes ago. I know, right? They all come together. They all come together.
Down to love.
Giving honor, because whether he got the 87 or whether he got the 13, but if you start acknowledging that man and honoring him for whatever the percentage that he has, he's going to build and perfect that thing. But we don't do that. We quick to tear down, but we don't build up.
And that's what I was going to say too. We keep talking again about how society has removed dating. If we're dating and I see that you have the 13%, right? But you're working towards the 87%. If you're actively working towards the 87%, honey, that dating period is where you can compliment him, build him up, and help him to meet that 87%. Because let me tell you why. If you see that being 87% eventually, it's not hurting you. You're not committed to this person. You're not investing in this person. It's genuinely, that's what the dating period is for, to evaluate how much of this am I willing to to release to him, and how much of this is
Wait.
he willing to give to me?
Not only that, you could say, when you are dating and you go on, I told this young guy one time because he was like, his girl was leaving him and stuff like that. I'm like, yo, whatever. And he just kept talking like, she leaving and, I don't know what to do. I'm like, what you mean you don't know what to do? You leave too. But
What's done is done.
ain't nothing I can tell you. But I asked him, I said, do you really know her? He was like, yeah, I mean, I've known her for like a year. I said, you don't know her yet. And he's like, no, yes,
Come
I do. I
on.
said, no, you don't.
Come on.
I said, here's the thing. When you don't sit down and say, what's your goal and what's my goal, and y'all don't put that together, then that's a problem. When
Right.
you don't, because I'm like, ask her, like, do you got any mental illness in your family? Because I need to know.
That's a question we need to start
I wanna
asking.
make sure,
You're
like,
right.
Don't ask, because I'm gonna be
serious
honest,
questions,
and it's
right?
it
No,
is-
that we need to start
I
asking
want to make
that.
sure my kids.
No,
Yeah.
there's some serious questions that need to be asked
No,
during
seriously.
the dating period
Yeah,
that are not being asked.
But you know what? You may scare everyone like this nigga crazy.
No, we need to start doing scenario-based questions.
If they get scared, if they get scared by the serious questions that you need to know, then they're not the one.
We need to start doing scenario-based questions.
Well, but then and then you feel like after you've quote unquote dated, and then you feel like it didn't work out. Now you feel all drained and you all sad. But if you really use that time wisely, like you're supposed to, even if it doesn't work out, y'all can still be friends.
I'm confused though, because what you saying and what he's saying, it messes me up because the way I came up, dating was preparation for marriage. But now everybody tells me it's okay to date multiple people at the same time.
They don't even date. They
I
don't
don't-
date. You
And
know
I don't know
date
how to
was
I don't know
on?
how to do that. I don't. I'm a multitasker, but that's too much for me.
Right, but this is the
can't
thing.
do
You
that.
can't look at somebody and y'all decide to date and be like, okay, let's do this, this, and this because we're potentially going to be married. No, use the dating period to evaluate if this is the person you're supposed to be marrying.
Right, I'm with that. But I can't do that if I'm balancing 3 others
Well,
at the
who's
same
even
time.
dating? They're not.
You don't have to date
Nobody's
more than one
balancing 3. They're sleeping with 3. They're
she's
messing
right.
with
Right.
3.
You-
They
you're
not
right, you're
dating
right,
3
you're
of
right.
them.
But even with that's crazy and dangerous. That's crazy and I mean that's a lot.
To say it's dangerous.
That you take 3 times all the bodies they had. You done got a lot on your belt
Right,
just
right.
now. I mean,
I gotta tell you something.
yeah, you got PQ done multiply. I mean, no, seriously, because you now are picking up, right? Because we talked about soul ties. Because now you picking up other people's problems, personalities, issues, and then they all coming out of this one person who you think you with, and you done met 10 other people into one.
If that's
This is
what
why
you
I
wanna
couldn't even
do,
date 2 or 3 people.
by all
Some of
means.
y'all got 10 of you by yourself. I'm good. let me learn your 10. I ain't even trying to date 2 or 20. Jesus, no.
But I'm gonna tell you what else is the problem. People aren't even messing with people they really want. Her butt's fat. I'm gonna hit that. She got a place I can lay my head. I'm gonna hit that.
Yep.
Like it's not even in
Yeah.
full attraction or that I like her. Now it is. They're smashing 4 people that make up one of what they want instead of going after the one
Right.
who has everything that they. So it's not even. It's.
That's good.
Yeah.
I will never forget. I walked past this. I just thought about this today. I walked past this dude. He was at the skate ring. This is back when Franklinville was popping, and he like tried to grab me, but people had to be careful because I used to be crazy. So you couldn't just grab me and touch me. That was not good.
I was fighting.
Yes, it was. I used to really be crazy. God is a good guy. Yes, he is. So he was like, yo, and I turned around. He was like, yo, what's up? I turned around. He said, oh, and you pretty. He never saw my face.
So
He was talking to me
Let me
because
say
he
this.
seen my tail.
I just asked a believer friend today because
Believer.
I wanted to make sure I was in order. I was like, is it wrong to ask somebody to remove their mask? I need to see what you look like.
Can I tell you what I said? I said to them, I said, this is messing up. I said, I'm single and this pandemic is messing stuff up. I said, because I realized that my lips are a very important part of my face. I said, and without them seeing that, we are cutting down the chances. I'm a little upset about it. I'd be glad to remove my mask. I snatched that thing right off.
I mean, this lady today, I'm in Walmart. I mean, we made eye contact.
Willing
Like,
to risk your lungs for your
I
heart.
was like,
bless y'all.
I'm like, is you reading my soul? Like, Jesus. And I'm like, well, hello. You staring at me. We gonna talk. Hi.
She cute?
I don't know. She wouldn't remove her mask. And then I had
You
to
asked her?
Yes, I did. I see. So I was wrong.
No.
I mean, one, I needed to understand clearly what you were saying.
That is the equivalent of when a female, you like send me a picture. She said, you a face pic. You be like, can I get a whole body pic?
I mean, she was. First of all, y'all know I ain't wrapped too tight with people staring. That irritates me. So I do something extra when people stare. I'll be like, boo. Or I'll just be, or I'll make a
She be
whole
like, hello.
conversation with you. Because that's rude. I mean, if you're going to stare, say something. Right. So, I mean, literally, she almost crashed her cart. Like, she was like, and I was like, well, hello. How are you? And then she's like, oh, I'm fine. How are you? And I'm like, well, I'm blessed and highly favored. How are you today? And she was like, oh, you're a believer? I said, well, are you? She said, I believe in a lot of things. I said, well, what do you believe in? She said, well, we could talk about that later. I said, could you remove your mask? And then she looked at her female friend and was like, what? And then I said, you have a blessed day. And went on about my way, got my ice
Why
cream.
didn't you just explain to her why you said that?
I need to see that spirit.
No, you just should have been like, I want to see your whole face.
No, because then she would have got the wrong idea.
But that was the idea because you were slightly interested.
No, I wasn't. I was slightly scared, and I wanted to evaluate the whole spirit because I was about to cast that thing out in the Walmart. Yes, I was. Talking to me like that. I believe in a lot of things. No, what you believe in? We need to have, let's talk. Let's pray, too.
What's the next verse?
I was scared. Listen, y'all already know I ain't wrapped too tight. But you was staring at her. I felt like she read my soul anyway. I was like, golly. I felt like violated. I mean,
and so you wanted to talk to the
she
violator.
stared me down. I was like, dang. I'm like checking. I'm like, well, I ain't had no boogie. My nose is covered so she can't.
So you didn't want to see if she was cute or not?
No, I ain't care at that point. No, her
That's
whole
why I thought you was
her
asking.
response already turned me off. I believe in it because the way that she said it, and that's the thing, because a lot of these females, the way they be coming now, and I say this a lot because even with my sons will come to me and they'll be like, oh, she's fast. I don't like her. Wow. She's ratchet. These is my 13-year-old boys talking like this. Yeah. You understand? So when she said that to me, I'm like, oh, she trying to be like she fresh. Like, that's how I felt. I was like, oh, she fast. She going straight to it. Like, oh, I believe in a lot of things. We can talk about that. No, we can't, you nasty thing. No, we. She's like, the Lord is good. I didn't say. All right, go on to the next thing. That's how I took it, though. I felt like she was rushing this thing. She was trying to make this a P3.
I think she had game. So she was just like.
Oh, is that what that? I like that.
So.
Amen. I don't have a problem admitting that. I don't have game because I don't play games. Next verse, please.
Oh, I got game and I don't play games, but I got G. I backed somebody right down the road. I wanted them to go down this week. I don't hear nobody. Then the bridge says, oh, take me back, bae. Oh, I want you back, bae. That's the bridge.
Take me back because I want you back.
Take me back, bae. Oh, I want you back, bae.
Oh, I added to that. But that's how I felt. Take me back because I want you back. Let's talk. Let's negotiate.
If y'all would actually say these things, you get far with me anyway. You would. These kinds of things never get said to me.
Here's the thing. Sometimes it's said.
No,
in my experience, right? In my experience, sometimes it's said, but then here's the rebuttal. Well, say it like this. Sis, listen, you either take what you're getting
It doesn't even get
or leave it
said.
at the door.
The men I get don't apologize. They just try to do something nice. I remember. Oh, I can't.
They just try to do something
If
nice.
he
That's the
watching this
apology.
live, I can't say it 'cause I'm afraid. And it'd be my luck he does. But I've had
Don't tell
them,
on yourself. Don't do it.
I've had them be terrible and then like hit me up like I found a truck for you. I called the guy and talked to him, and it's just like
This man watching is hot right now.
so.
I'm dying inside.
I guess you sorry for what you did for the last 2 weeks. Okay. And no lie, part of me was really touched. But there was another part of me that needed to hear like the I'm sorry.
You see, here we go, right? So you needed to hear it.
I did.
I asked the question earlier, and your response was show it. So sometimes, and this, it can
y'all
be
are showers, aren't you?
No, it has to be both because
and that's what I was going to
But
say.
they don't do both.
because the
most
words show
don't, and then-
accountability.
Yeah, hold on. Can we?
Go on.
Don't cut us up. Don't chop us down. Hold on. Sometimes though, there's a lot that goes into account with the words, insecurities, pride, all of these, right? Because here's the other side of that. I apologize. In the next argument, the first thing you're doing is throwing that right back in my face. So that only needs to happen once. You'll never get it again. And it might not have been you. It could have been the person before you. But it's not. It's not fair. But what happens is, and this is why I talk about with giving that honor where it's due when he does right. That doesn't happen much, right? But the moment I mess up, you quick Johnny on the spot to let me know where I failed. But you didn't tell me about all the good that I've done. So now all I feel like is a failure to you. So why am I working up an apology for somebody who I'm constantly failing?
Let me say this. While you all are scared that when you lay your pride aside, we're going to crush it, we felt crushed during whatever you did to us. Because we are, unless you are 12, I can guarantee that you already been hurt by niggas. So we already have risked some part of our pride by loving you and being like, no matter what, okay, I'm going to let him into this spot. So when you do whatever it is, we're crushed. And then you so scared about your pride, but we already got crushed. And no lie, but and maybe it's because I have male friends, and maybe it's because every guy I've had has been essentially a nightmare. But I'm just to the point where if he would verbally say it and then show it, he would be so far with me that it's not even funny. Like, I would bend over backwards for him and walk on my tippy toes and fingertips. Like, that's the legit truth. Now, unfortunately, the few men who will hear what I'm saying and try it, it'll probably be with a witch. So, it probably won't go right for you. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I appreciate that disclaimer. It's very honest.
It is. But the truth of the matter is, a real woman, the same way you're scared, like if I be vulnerable with her and apologize, she could take me down. We were vulnerable with you and you cut us up. So that's why you need to apologize. So I think there needs to be an acknowledgement of we kind of both been hurt. Like, if you acknowledge, and even if y'all would say that, you don't even know how far that would get you. Like,
So
at least with me,
right. So
you ain't getting no
you
sleep that night. Ow! I'm sorry.
Lord touch. But I've told you this for years. As your friend, I've always told you, you are the exception to the female species. Because in most cases, when you go to apologize, she'll make an argument out of that.
I'd be so touched. I melt.
Like, I'll come and be like, I apologize for this. Well, what about this?
But again, we're talking about expectations and assumptions based on past experiences, and you can't bring that into your current
I'll straight be like, well, listen, I apologize for this, and this. Well, what about when you said this? Well, when did I say that? 2 months ago, 3 days, and 65. What? and you still holding on. But this is what happens. This is what we get faced with.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you have to know
Cut it
the
out.
audience. Like,
Cut
not
it out.
Not all women
Cut
are
it
the
out.
same. And like she said, if you're dealing with a real woman and you say and you show that you're sorry, you're not even going to have to say the ball's in your court.
I love these terms.
I'm going to meet you where you are.
I love these terms. So we define dating. Can we define a real woman?
So again, that's going to be
Oh.
that's going to be based on the audience. It depends on what how you see a real woman and what you want in a real woman.
Love you back.
And obviously, you're not going to want somebody who's going to criticize you if you
babe, I'm just
apologize.
saying.
Like that's not what real women do.
It's so much if though, but the men don't do that.
Right, and also,
Like the jump
and
double
again
dutch.
with the expectations and the assumptions, I'm not going to assume that when you apologize, it's some stipulations involved, right? Because I'm going to take your word for what it is because you haven't shown me that you're lying yet.
Did you hear what you just said?
What?
Stipulate, because that be the other thing now. Apologies now have become a manipulative thing.
Right.
I'ma apologize just so I can get this.
Absolutely.
Right.
No, and that's what I've gotten from men. I've had the ones who were sorry for
'Cause
what they did.
listen.
And they meant it until they got some again.
Huh?
And then the old person, showed up immediately.
Because
He was like,
those
so
who
this was
know
just
me
about
well,
you
what I
smashing.
always say, you can keep that sorry. Don't even apologize. Just show
that's
me.
men.
Just show me different.
That's men.
Don't even apologize. I don't even want to hear the I'm sorry. I don't. Just show me different.
But
I don't
that's
even wanna hear
why we need both, because if you just show me, right, what you're showing me, that could mean, that could just mean I acknowledge that I messed up. That doesn't mean that you're not going to do it again. If you say I'm sorry and you're showing that you're sorry, then I'm going to take your word and your actions for what they are. But
Until
it
they
has
become
to
a
be,
repeat offender and a frequent flyer.
right, because
Some of
then
y'all
you're not
got mouths.
sorry. Because then you're not sorry. An apology means that you've admitted that you're wrong and that you're going to change the behavior. If
We're
you're
in the
not-
dictionary now. Say that again, please.
If you're sorry and you say you're sorry, you're going to admit that you're wrong,
Huh?
accept accountability, and
Yeah.
change your behavior.
And not do it again.
Right. And if you do, then you're not sorry. You're just sorry you got caught.
Oh.
Yes, Kalia.
Okay, I get that, right?
Right.
So
Professor Bashir done turned this into class.
All
you
ours.
said if you're sorry and you say you're sorry and then you repeat it, that means you're not sorry.
Right.
Okay. But where is the grace?
Next verse.
Somebody's used to being a certain way.
Uh-huh.
An apology is not going to just automatically change your learned behavior and habits.
Then you shouldn't say sorry because you're not sorry yet. You're not there
Sorry.
yet.
Sorry.
And then that's a lie.
Then is it an acknowledgement then? Do you get credit for acknowledging?
Then,
No.
Here we
you
go
know,
with the credit.
Then
No.
if that's okay, so look, if that's a habit and that's something that the two are used to, you don't need to be together.
Yeah.
You really don't.
Love you back. Love you back.
Only because if that's first of all, I tell people, like, if that's like the beginning of your relationship, you know, arguing, well, you do this, you did this. Okay, you said sorry, but like you said, what about this? If you see that going on later, you're gonna have that problem.
Again.
And it's gonna keep coming up. And if you get married,
It
you
gets
still
ugly.
stupid because it's like you already knew that this was issues right here, and you
There was
never,
a flag on the play,
Right,
and you still
never-
tried to run with the
so
ball.
The thing is,
Let
it's
it
like,
go.
don't be together if you know that's gonna be, a problem, with, because the thing is, I was listening to what she was saying when if the man says sorry or apologize, like you said, but the woman is like, well, I understand what you're saying. The man has to understand that what else has damaged her for her to
Do-do-do, baby.
immediately reject, the sorry or to reject the sorry and the apology, but still put up with you.
Huh?
So it's like, okay, what else was damaged with her? What else did? Because if she's saying that, then there's something else. It's what I did was probably just the icing on the cake.
Right.
All we was doing just baking the cake, and
Right.
we never really actually saw. Okay, this is the eggs. We never really got into the ingredients of what's going on. So yeah.
But again, we talking about communication because I'm not going to know what your triggers are if we're not communicating. And
Here we go.
And verbiage is important, right? Like, I don't want you to say I'm sorry for a habit that you haven't figured out how to break because you're lying to me. So if you say, you know what, you've shown me that this is an issue that I have and I need to work on it, and then we have a starting point for where we're trying to go, bro.
But let me say this.
But if you just apologizing, you lying to me.
It's not all right. So I was married a long time ago. Thank God I'm just over. But like no, I'm gonna say no because the church sometimes they can marry you and then divorce you. So yeah, that's
Watch your
yeah.
voice.
So that's yeah.
It's some mic drops happening.
Oh,
But
my, look, you're
when
back.
when it comes to the I guess the relationship itself, I just think like I said before, when it comes to you being honest with the person, if that person is not communicating with you at all, it's like move on to the next thing because it's like you're not going to get nothing.
Because I'm not getting
True.
getting through to you.
No,
You're not hearing what I'm saying.
Right. You can't
And
communicate.
you can't see
as
this
one
pain.
person.
I keep telling you. I keep trying to tell you how I feel. You see the tears,
Right.
but you still talking about I'm sorry. You are not sorry.
Can I say this? I guess as what I usually do. I guess I'm the devil's advocate. I don't be Christian said I have a savior's complex. I don't think I do, but I will say this. I think it is possible for them to actually be sorry and repeat it. And this is why I'm gonna say that. Because if there is a way they've been for so long, they could hurt you and legit be sorry in that moment and do it again, not even because they mean to hurt you, but because that's almost default for them. Like it's almost exactly what they do. I think there are many of these? No.
You need water.
But
Let
I'm speaking for the small percent where I think they don't even realize that they're doing what they're doing. Or it could be something where the end result is this, but you said this way upset you, so they'll cut off this way, but it's a fork in the road that keeps leading back to this. So you cut off the one, but there's still 3 other ways to get back, or 2 other ways. And so they'll do that and not realize it's going to cause the same thing. Does that happen a lot? No. But I do think it's possible.
So, this is why I said
Huh.
verbiage is important because maybe I'm sorry that what I did hurt you, but if I'm sorry for my actions, I am going to take the steps to change them.
Thank you.
If I haven't realized that the action that hurt you is a habit, then I am not sorry yet. I'm not sorry
But they
yet.
don't know they're not.
But
sorry.
no.
that's
But
my
here's
point.
the other thing
That's
though.
my point. They don't know yet.
Because the question was, where is the grace? So then where is the grace of understanding that I'm tired and this is not fair to me?
Oh, that don't exist.
It's
always my when I'm tired.
But
it's my fault
you
I'm
want me to
tired.
be acceptive to the apology, which means I'm also acceptive to the continuous abuse. So then you should be acceptive to me being fed up because I've been acceptive to the apology that you keep being the repeat offender. The other caveat to that, some people will say, well, I've been this way.
Absolutely.
So now you're justifying and excusing your exactly. So then you're not sorry. Because if you are intelligent enough to acknowledge that you have a problem and then can admit the problem, but then you go and say, but I apologize for my problem, but tomorrow I'm going to stab you again. What?
Well,
No.
this is why I always say doing the wrong thing for a long time does not make it right. So that is not a rebuttal. That is not the answer to if you're sorry or not that you've been doing it for a long time. That means nothing to me. Like now you should be over it and you should be ready to change. How
Right.
about that?
Here, sis. No argument here.
Because at what point do you as an individual develop and not just change for the person or the sake of the relationship, but change for yourself? Because if I'm telling you, and one thing that my mother used to always say, which was good but bad, because sometimes we allow people to manipulate and we lose our own way. But she used to always say, if 2 people are saying it, then it's you. And I've carried that like all of my life. Like if 2 people said it, then there's something wrong with me. So then I would evaluate. So then I would evaluate myself and then figure out where my error was and then go about correcting those ways. Right. Some people now, and especially in this pandemic world that we're in now, the times we're in now is you're going to accept me for who I am and you're going to love me as I am. You're going to be by yourself as you are.
And that's another thing about you saying I've been doing this for so long. Well, has it worked for you?
Right, but because you'll be the same one complaining about you single. Well, why? Let's journey down that road.
Have you had the type of relationship that you're looking for? If this is the behavior that you're displaying, and you're saying that this is how you've been for a long time. Obviously, it's not working if you're now in a new relationship and we're having the same problems that you've had in previous relationships. Let's fix this.
So would you suggest counseling or something?
I always suggest counseling. I always suggest counseling.
It's like, okay, I've been this way this all time, and I can't. It's hard for me to just change a habit immediately. But then, where's the remedy to change? Because you just can't say, "Oh, change." You know what I'm saying? Change for other people.
I don't think most of them want to change. I'll speak for the people I've been with. They have zero desire to change any day.
They become complacent.
And because there's 6 other women who will put up with what I want.
Right.
So it's like she don't want to deal with it and she's everything, but at least all them together, their partners, their powers combined, they might be her Captain Planet.
I was just getting ready to say Captain Planet.
Legit. So they don't see it as something that needs to be fixed.
And then you have, again, the settling issue where I've told you what hurts me. You've shown me that you don't care.
Right.
But we're going to stay together because we've been together.
Right.
That's settling.
Because I don't want to be alone, because surely I've done that.
That's settling.
Right.
My phone won't ring. It barely ring with you, but we're not going to talk about that. But if I leave you, it surely won't ring at all. So I'll stay.
Tommy over there taking notes, sending out text messages. All I see is head nodding and oh man. So obviously this is a great song. This is what we do on this platform.
Not even 50 words, I don't think, in this song.
Yeah, you know what? And it's crazy because it's simple. And I always talk about that, especially in music, finding that simplicity and getting such a strong message across. It don't take a whole 4-minute track and you telling us your whole story. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying some people, they try to spell everything out and then still said nothing at the end of the day. So it's just like, you know what I mean?
Can I say this? I don't care what the episode is.
Yeah.
We always wind up talking about love. I wish people would start to care about their love life so that we could fix some of this, because clearly it makes the world go round. Because I don't care what the freak the song is about. We wind up talking about this.
That's what I be saying. That's what I be saying.
But and you're right, it does. It's key, and especially in times like this, we need love.
Yeah. You don't. I said it because I have happy people that be in my house all the time, and I've made it clear that people can try to. I'm not a liar, so I just keep it a bean. Mm-hmm. You wake up different when you in love than when you do when you're not.
Yes.
You wake up different when somebody's texting your phone than when you do when nobody's texting it.
Right.
Like, it's important, and it would just be nice if the right people could hook up together and pull it together. I mean, there's a difference. The alarm go off, and sometimes you leap out of bed, and then there's other times like, oh God, I can guarantee you the old God days ain't nobody hitting your phone. I already know.
Right.
Because that be me 90% of the time. But anyway.
I just be feeling bad because I have been married, but there are certain things when people be talking about, I'd be like, I wonder what that feel like. Like, bro, I'm getting out the bed the same way regardless.
I can't stand her sometimes.
Like, what's going on? What we doing today? Like, I don't be wet to be texted or called. Lord bless me.
Right, but you're completely different, and your relationship and marriage was
Oh Man.
Yeah.
Y'all pray for me.
I don't want to
All
be
y'all
texting
saints
called by
pray for me.
anybody.
Oh, y'all saints pray for me.
I don't want to be texting called by anybody. I just want to be texting called by somebody because there are plenty of people who attempt to call or
Right.
text, and
Right.
surely there is no answer. So we're not talking about those. We're talking
Shout
about
outs to my man Vince. What's up, man? He said most people are broken before the relationship, even before it begins, depending on how we're raised. We must decide if we're going to kneel and pray together. Because a family that prays together.
Can I tell you I've never been? Can I tell you I've never been interested in that?
Praying.
Somebody where we want to pray together, like could just have a prayer life. We don't need to join hands
I
and kneel
just had-
together. And
It was
Kinda
the
had
first
that-
part for me, like
That
the kids
was-
say.
that was I was not interested in that.
I just kind of had that conversation today about praying together. And
Let's be honest.
my response was, I don't think they're ready. And the reason why I say that is because people, and see, here we go. This is how I feel. Not necessarily saying that this person is taking that approach, but some people even use prayer as a manipulative tool. So for me, it's like, understand, we can't almost, because people are terrible.
manipulative.
They are.
Right.
But we can't even get the basics right. But you want to pray together? And pause. No. Because understand, my prayer life is something much more intimate,
Correct.
something much more deeper.
Correct.
So if you can't even get to know Christian for Christian, when I start praying, you're gonna be trying. You're gonna find yourself trying to catch up with me.
Wow.
Sorry, I disagree with that
The saints
statement.
are
I was
talking.
laughing because when I was married, when I was WAS, when I was married, you're right in reference to the prayer thing, because I mean I don't care if she's watching or not, but we prayed, you know, and I started off the prayer like, you know, because I have a prayer life, so
Right.
I was like, you know, we like, thank you guys, blah 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 blah, and I was like, all right, your turn. She's like, Lord.
No, you know what though? I've been there, done it. I've been there. No, real talk.
No, but you're not always on the same level, and not for nothing. That could be a turnoff.
And that
I just
also
don't think
creates-
it needs to come together all the time.
No, it's sometimes there needs to. Sometimes some
Religion.
things there needs to be a separation.
Yeah, agreed.
There does, and then
Agreed.
even in that, because people, even in the kingdom, people use prayer. And they turn it into a competitive thing.
You're right.
Let me one up you. Let me pray longer than you. Oh, you did. I know people who listen like they didn't cover this, so I'm gonna cover it in my prayer.
Wow.
Who got time for that?
Crazy though.
At what point do you tap into the spirit? Because then, all right, so y'all don't want to talk about that. We're
All right, so the first part of what Vince said was most people
don't get me started on it. I'm serious because that I'm telling you, we about to go to a whole nother dimension now. And don't let me start speaking in tongues and you still talking about, Lord, thank you for the bread,
And
thank you
here's
for the eggs
thing.
and the milk.
If you are on
Catch
the
up.
Lord, thank you for the bread, thank you for the milk. That's cool.
Amen.
If that works for you.
If that works for you.
If I'm not there and I'm somewhere else, that's cool because it works for me. I've never been into
Let me tell you,
religious things
I'm with you.
where we
I'm
just,
with you.
I like my prayer time to be me and the Lord. So the whole thought of, come on, babe, let's
because I've been there, and it created an argument. It created an issue in the marriage. It did. It created a whole issue in the marriage. It was
an
like,
argument for me. I just said, "Did you know Jesus?" Because I mean,
but that's what I'm saying. So we came up in the church, but we came up in different backgrounds. We was raised differently. There was different denominations, blah, blah, blah. So the way that I went forth was completely different.
Right.
When it came to Bible study, trying to do Bible study as a family, it was, well, you make me feel dumb because you know it better than me. It became an issue. Yeah, we don't want to talk about these things. No, we don't. We don't want to. We don't want to do that. We don't. We don't want to do. But here we go, and I'm back to.
because it tears up what we teach people.
Come on.
So we don't want to actually
Come on, because watch this. Because now you talking. Now I understand this. What you asking me to do? Because now I gotta shift gears. You're not talking to boo and husband right now. Now you're talking to the prayer warrior. Now you're talking to the pastor. So now I gotta worry about your soul and shepherd you the right way. So now it becomes a teaching moment, and now you don't want to learn because you thought you was about to pray with your. All right. Oh. We don't touch these things. This is why the church should start teaching these things in marriage and start doing marriage counseling before you marry every doggone body. All right.
But they can't because this is what they teach them to do. So there's that.
Vincent said
pointless.
equally yoked. Come on. Listen, we ain't even gonna talk about the yoke. We ain't even.
But you can be equally yoked and still not.
That's why I said listen because the way I beat my egg might be different. All right. So praise ye the Lord.
Praise him.
Unique said people with low standards make it harder for people with standards. And she said, I love life, so I wake up great every day. LOL. Okay, cool. So yes, people with low standards makes it harder for people with standards.
Why?
Accessibility.
Right.
Because people aren't going to work as hard when there's something easy available.
I experience this at work every day. I put everything on the server. If you're calling me, that means something went wrong. Mm-hmm. Or you're just lacking intelligence. I had to think of a nice way to say it. So when people call me and they say, how do you do? I automatically say, did you check the public server? No. Click, I hang up the phone. Because if you go in the server, there's a folder that is labeled for the specific thing that you just asked me about with an example, with the policy, the guidance, and regulation to accompany it. And guess what? There's an example pre-filled out. So all you got to do is plug in the data that you need for your particular case. But it's easier to pick up the phone and say, Christian, how do you do? As opposed to you going to go and look and figuring it out. People are lazy. And because we coddle them, we create monsters. Ask me how I know. Oh, is she watching? All right, amen. Ask me how and I tell people all the time, I created that monster. I spoiled her. There was things that I did, and then when I decided to wear the pants in the marriage, when I decided to put my shoes on differently, it created an issue. Why? Because she was accustomed to what I created. All right.
And that takes major accountability to be able to see where you go wrong and setting people up, which is setting your relationship up for failure. Because I learned later on that I showed my money before, I showed my hand before my heart, right? Like the things that you're willing to do before you get what you want out of the relationship, now they don't feel like they got to work for it. Right, like if I'm already taking care of you, right, before I get a ring, before I get anything, why would I think that you're going to take care of me,
right?
Like later on and down the line, like nobody thinks like that. And let me tell you, as a person who has been spoiled, like I'm not finna work for this now. You've been doing this. What's up with you? Like what happened?
I've never been spoiled, so I cannot speak to that.
So, but it does take major accountability to be able to see what you did wrong. And I feel like that's important to mention because I think when we talk about these relationships, people are so quick to comment, that's happened to me. Or,
right.
But please reflect.
Right. I always ask that question because even when people call me for advice and they toward relationships, the first question that comes out of my mouth is, what did you do? Mm-hmm. What role did you play in this situation? Yeah. She did this. He did that. They said this. Why did they say that? What caused them to say it? Well, why does that matter? It does matter. You did something to provoke that. What was that? But we don't talk about these things. So now we just walk around. Now everybody's damaged goods. All right, God bless you.
I tell it all when I call you. You know, I be like, I ain't gonna lie. I did say.
Right. And then it changes the tone, though. It changes the tone of the conversation. It changes the advice.
And if you want real help, you need to tell it all so you can figure out. So if you're not willing to tell what you did, you don't even want help. You just want somebody to be on your side and co-sign.
Right.
I got time for that. We ain't buying no cars. Nobody no co-sign. I'm going somewhere.
37 years in the industry?
20.
27. 27 years in the industry, different genres. What are the
I'm turning my mic off.
what are the comparisons, and what would be the advice on how to navigate, right? So because I've always, this is bad, man. In my experience,
Right.
in the gospel industry, I had to go through the line, get on the roller coaster, go upside down, get spun around, go back, go forward, all of these things. R&B, the check was written before I even got there, or deposited before I even got there. We would negotiate terms. Terms were not only met, but they even threw in the extra orange juice. How and what would the advice be for an artist trying to find their way? Because a lot of people think the old way still exists. I'm assigned to a label. I'm going to get this big fat check. I'm going to move my mom out the hood. A lot of people think these things still exist. Right. They don't know that, no, we're going to sign you, but even this signing is a temporary. And you got to sell out a show first before we actually invest right. and pay for the CDs for your live release that you're doing next week. You got to sell out a show first. Mm-hmm. Talk about that. Talk about your different experiences, how you would tell somebody to navigate, and whatever sound advice that you might have.
So the gospel industry is, when it comes to business, there's no difference in R&B and gospel.
Starting off strong. That's good. I like
business that. Is business. But the problem with the gospel industry, I would say church people in that, because that's who's in it.
Right.
They forget that you can't muzzle, the mouth that tries out the corn. And the problem is, they feel as though that you're singing for Jesus. You are initially.
Yes.
However, even Paul got fed in Damascus. So the problem is when he said
I almost dropped this mic.
The problem is with people in church, they feel like, well, he's singing for the Lord, so I ain't got to pay him nothing because he actually serving us. That's true, but if you go to Applebee's, they're gonna serve you, but you still got to pay them. So the problem is with us, we have the mentality, and I don't know where we got it from, where it's like, if you just sing for God or sing for the Lord, then business has nothing to do with it. But how's your church ran? Your church is ran through business wise. How's the tithes being accounted for through business? So that's where the falter is with that part when the gospel industry. R&B, you're absolutely correct. They kind of know what they want. They know what they're going to get, and you still get jerked over a little bit.
Those little bumps, yeah.
But at the same time, they're more honest than people in the gospel industry. So my advice is that, and I tell people this all the time, you really have to don't just go in and see stuff, actually learn it.
Come on.
Because without you learning it, you just gonna. And I know people always say, "Well, I got the experience." That's cool. But if you don't actually go in and say, I got some papers on this, like, right. This is what I've learned, this is what I have, like, some degrees on stuff like this. And you don't really need a degree. You just have to have some type of schooling underneath your belt to say, I know what that word means in this contract, and I know that you're about to take me for all I got. So my advice, it's happened.
Yeah.
Even to me. So the thing is, when it comes to my advice to people that's in the industry or that want to be, make sure you sit down and learn the business, because it's 90% business.
What I tell all my artists, huh? I'm
so,
gonna teach you the business first.
Yeah, it's better to learn the business first. Yeah.
Teach you the business first. That way you can make a clear-cut decision on what direction you want to go.
Yeah.
The love factor, right? What got you here? What got you to this album? What brought forth the change? Because over time, I've been watching you just. That's what else it is. This man, follow him on TikTok. He got his own show on TikTok too. He's a whole comedian in the making and don't even know it. But over time, I've been watching you grow. Seriously, I've been watching you grow. I've been watching you do different. I've watched you move differently now. Right. And then now we're here with the Love Factor album. What has gotten you here? What has gotten this album, and even this album and where it is? Because it's moving. I'm watching. I check the charts. I'm looking at numbers. I'm seeing all of the singles move up, and then the album move up. So, talk about that. What has produced that?
Because I never got a chance to do it. You know, when you, I knew that it was going to have some not setback, but I knew it was going to have some backlash with people in the church. Right. Because they respond differently now. It's like, you know, I was about to ask you to sing, but you sing R&B, I forgot. Never mind. So it's that. And I'm like, I still can sing Amazing Grace. I'm not understanding what the problem is. Right. But, you know.
Why did you even inbox me?
Yeah,
Smarty.
Anyway. But it was because I was never allowed to do it. You know, I was never allowed to do R&B. I wanted to do it, and I was like, I wanted to see if I could do it. You know, sounding different from the church, you know, the gospel or just the choir and the groups and stuff like that. And I was actually trying it out, and by trying it out, it came
produced
into
this.
Yeah.
Well, you did a successful job at trying.
Thank you.
You did successful at trying. That's what's up. Y'all got any comments, questions, concerns? All hearts and minds clear.
This is a good show.
I like.
Show.
Thank you.
I think that you're very articulate, and I enjoy the way that you talk, and I know that that's going to go over people's heads, but I appreciated it.
More comments from the Sly family that they do not exhibit on any other show. Last week it was Christian.
Oh my God, yo, you such a sick.
I'm honest. I don't care.
You messy.
And I love it.
Oh man, no, we just like to be honest. Yeah. Got to be careful with honesty.
Yes. Especially when people call you out on it.
Ah, man.
I'm just saying. Let's say this. I love how the show's progressing because it's opening up a side of you all that's appreciative.
You are
that's
so
great.
cute. You better say it like that for now. No, I definitely, for me, so R&B is like my first love anyway.
The snitching. It continues.
Honesty, right?
You know what it is though? When we were coming up, we came in a very confused atmosphere because everybody in my family is in music, and all of them all of them succeeded in secular music. Mm-hmm. They all sang or played for a mainstream artist, blah, 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 blah. But the examples of good music was Phyllis Hyman, Patti LaBelle, blah, 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 blah. Wow. But then we was smacked around and beat to a bloody pulp if we didn't get this note right in the choir stand. So it was like, what? I remember the days of, I don't even remember what album that was. Remember that the Toni Braxton one when she had on the all leather with the biker jacket?
I could picture it, but I don't know what it's called.
And it was hidden in the China set. I remember it clear as day.
I do too.
And it would come out on certain times and be played at certain times. But we were only allowed to sing gospel, but my mom would put us in talent shows for money, and that's when we were allowed to sing R&B. Yep. So it was very, you know what I mean? So, and I actually grew up, and sometimes I still say it, and some people say stuff to me now because I was like, well, I do R&B better than I do gospel because I would win first place. My older sister and I.
Shout out to therapy.
Shut up. My older sister and I, there has never been a time where we never ended up in the top 3. We always won first, second, or third place. Always. And we sung innocent songs, A Whole New World, the song from The Lion King, stuff like that.
One day you should perform some of y'all originals.
Oh, we do have some original hits too. Yes, we do. Never. She can't even sing no more. My older sister have a beautiful voice, very beautiful voice.
Talk about honesty. That was rude.
I'm not supposed to say that. I ain't supposed to say that. All right, amen.
She probably thinks she can still hit the Whitney notes. Bless her heart.
And she used to, bless her. Yeah. So
Shout out to therapy one more time.
but that's you know what I mean. So that's how we came up. And when I got involved in the music, I mean, even till this day, I've worked with gospel artists, I've worked with R&B artists, I've worked with both of the labels, and I have fun with R&B. I enjoy what I do. It's almost a vacation when I'm on tour. You know what I mean? It's just been different. So I just amen. I do. I know I do. I love R&B. That's what I write. That's what I produce the most. I love it. I do. It is my first love. But I also love R&B the most, especially songs like this, because it's an outlet for me. It's a way of communicating. And I'm big on that. Like I would tell people all the time, you want to know how I feel today? Come get in the car and let me listen to this whole playlist. Yeah. And you will understand where I'm at today, on how I feel, my thoughts, what I might be going through, whatever the case. And that's what music does for me. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's always been, and I listen to all music. I really, really do. I listen to country, pop. I'm probably the only black person who really loves heavy metal. Like I'm just different like that. And country is actually like up there for me.
Country's in my top.
I actually love country music. So yeah, you know, so for me, music is that it's that outlet for me. Yeah. It's that way of communicating. And R&B, I feel, does it the best. Yeah. Because it's not always necessarily about a relationship, but it's about me. And most people miss the me factor in things. And we can talk about that on a whole nother day, because then that brings listen, because I've talked about that, about how people who think they're attracted to me, they're attracted to the illusion, the idea. Nobody really takes the time to really get to know people anymore. Right. You know what I mean? And they try to box you in. You know, oh, you're a preacher. Oh, you're a singer. Oh, you're a you know what I mean? They take these things, they box you in, and then they think this is who you are. No, there's like 80 other things to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then, you know, year 2, they like, oh, I never knew that about you. Yeah, and we in this thing 2 years. That's a problem. So I'm gonna ask this one question to you. With this song, because I'm trying to figure out this dating thing, right? I'm fresh to it all over again. Shut up, y'all. Y'all faces, I can't stand either one of y'all. I'm fresh to it all over again. I've been out the game for a very long time. Do we still ask questions like, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? Heck, when is your birthday? Do we still ask these things? Or do we just go right to the P-Cubed Netflix and chill?
We may ask that, but
okay.
I don't think, because social media has like, and just what you see is just messed up a lot.
Women, can y'all comment? Do y'all still want people to ask that stuff? Yeah. Cause some of y'all feel like that might be corny.
I think some of them do. I just think that if
Unique, like, I see you on here.
Like, what's my color? What you talking? You got money? That's
right. My color is green because I like them dollar bills. This is how they talk.
They did it. That's what Reese's thinking.
No, this is how I be trying to tell y'all. Y'all see, you be trying to look at me like I'm glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here. This is what they say.
Some, not all.
I am still into being asked those questions, although I have a messed up story for all of them. So I dang near have no answer to any of them. However, I still like to kind of ask that kind of stuff. And I would like to say that the one or two guys I did ask seem almost annoyed by it. So some of y'all's goofy too. Just would like to say
Talk about it.
it's a goofy movie out here for everybody.
Oh man, what is next for Bashir? What's the next in the making? I know you're working on some things with bringing back the show.
Yeah.
What's the next thing musically? What are you working on? Because I've never known you to be quiet. Correction, I've always known you to be quiet, and then you just here's a whole album. That's how you do it. So what is next, or is it a secret?
Yeah, I'm gonna chill with it.
All right. I figured that. Next week he'll drop a whole nother album, y'all. Just be on the look. Make sure y'all follow. Tommy, am I right? He laughing. Listen, y'all better follow him on social media because he say that today, and then tomorrow at midnight he'll drop a whole new.
What I do want to give advice to a lot of the artists real quick before we go is if you're going to because I forgot about this, but if you're going to like drop something, don't drop a whole album. Drop something, but not a whole album because. My publicist was telling me that, and I knew this already. I just forgot because I was just like, going through a lot with my family and stuff like that. But because somebody was telling me like, I'm about to drop this whole album, B. It's gonna be hot. Now, he's like, yeah. I mean, I'm about to just lay it on. Or who you laying it on? So it's. But he was like, yo, you gonna be on? I said, nah, because I don't think it's a good time. So he's like, what you mean? I said, well, here's what happened with the industry. Around this time, they go on hiatus. So which means they'll even drop people from labels around this time, and they'll fire people like execs around this time, and then around January they'll pick back up. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to just give that advice because I know a lot of people. I see a lot of people from churches dropping stuff, and I'm like, that's so nice. But just like drop one thing so we can kind of like linger on that. I think because can I say this? Because since we was honest, the issue I have with where you from? Good. Y'all from Jersey? Okay. Okay. Good. I can say this. So I'm from Philly.
Excuse me.
So the and I could say this because I'm from Philly, but the Philly mentality, and it can actually linger to other people. The Philly mentality is to drop something because I want to be something, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I always tell people you don't always have to be. It's like you. I think people in Philly, it's like I'm about to do this. When they don't make it as far as an artist, because when they drop something in a certain time and it didn't work, they become either a preacher, pastor, or
thank y'all for tuning in on Bringing Lyrics to Life. No, you doggone right though.
But I want us to stop that mentality. It's like you have to let it fester. Let your project fester. And I think what happens is they don't wait. It's like, I need it to pop off now. It's not going to do that.
Right.
Because the way where we are now is in, downloads. You do not make that much money from downloads.
Can you say that again? I kept trying to tell people this from the beginning of the time. Yeah. Oh, don't nobody want to listen. Tell it again, please.
Yeah, you don't make money from downloads.
You losing money.
You're losing money.
You're losing.
So your best bet to make money is to perform, but you can't perform a lot now because of the pandemic. So I would encourage to do virtual, and you could do stuff like that. But that's just my thing. And I don't have no aspersions against Philly because I moved from Philly. God is good, He just let you move. But I no, it's just that it kind of burns me up a little bit, and it's like because when I go back there and I see certain people like yo B, it's like oh okay, but like and the thing is it's like it's the same mentality,
right?
And it's like it's okay, it's like this.
I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're sitting right next to that young lady right there. For years, because I would often, and I still do to this day, remind her of how far she has come. Mm-hmm. No, you might not have hit all the things that you have wanted to hit and do all the things you have wanted to do. But if you look at where you came and where you are today, and look at the others who have even been doing it longer than you,
I agree,
and you have far exceeded them, I would like to say you're done good.
Let me just say that while he is saying these things, he is yet to show me one spreadsheet, one chart, anything. So this is why we be having these conversations.
The lies.
No, this is all truth. Praise God. Thank you, Jesus. The way, the truth, and the light. Yes, it is. I've never seen any of this. I'm just told. You've done this, you've done that, you've done this, you're doing better than them, you're doing better than them. Why don't you get it? Because I ain't seen it. Praise the Lord. That's all I want to say.
And I understand what he's saying, because I've seen you. So I would say this, that sometimes people put out stuff and all that buys is their family or their aunt, and they'll say they have like 1,000 cells. And you can also buy cells. I've seen people do that.
You better watch your voice.
No, I'm not. I know some people who doing it now.
No, for real.
So, yeah.
For real. For real. And then they be trying to make it seem like they doing so well with these downloads. That's what I'm trying to tell. Where is it charting you?
I don't think we're supposed to. I think people are supposed to tell us. Like, because I think.
I need to see it. I need bass in my voice. I need to see it so I can talk my talk.
But you have seen it. You've seen the numbers of you being in certain spots, being featured on certain. You have seen it. Yes, you have.
I'll tell you what I saw. I'm gonna tell you what I saw. I saw me in the top 100 new releases for R&B with Gravity. I saw me in the top 100 new releases for Loyal.
So we have seen some things.
For hip hop. And that was because I Googled it and it came up. As far as what this young man sitting across from me has seen, he does not show me. Even things he's told me about people who have wanted to work with me and stuff, I try not to repeat it because I've never read the emails. And ain't nobody going to say I'm lying. Thank you, Jesus. So, no, I don't go around barking and speaking into microphones and speaker boxes and all that because ain't nobody.
But with that, you could touch on this from the business aspect. There has to be a line of protection.
Why? Don't I need to see it? Didn't you say I teach them, my artists, to know the business first? Ain't that
right.
what that man said about 20 minutes ago?
By doing that, right, and by doing that, I'm teaching you that I can't. There's certain things I can't reveal. There's certain things that I'm bound by contractual agreements.
Ain't nobody gave me no contracts. Why you bound? Be free.
My agreements. That's what my agreements.
You agree when you picked up the phone when certain people called? Call me on 3 ways. I can hear their voice. Like, really?
I get with her. I get with her.
You know I ain't gonna tell nobody because you don't like the fact that I don't post enough of me. So we know I ain't gonna post about that. I'm just saying. So why?
So you haven't opened for a particular person who called?
And matter of fact, I only opened because you took me up there because they screwed me out of opening for her. If we want to tell the truth and shame the devil.
Did the call happen? Was you scheduled to open?
No, I was not scheduled.
Yes, you was.
No, I wasn't.
Yes, you was.
The person did not schedule me, and you called them and said, "What happened?" Oh my God, I forgot about that. So you took me up there anyway, and because the person was late, I winded up going on while the person was walking in. So let's tell the truth and shame the whole devil. So we either going to talk.
That's from the seat that you're sitting at. That's what you saw.
No, that is the truth. You said we going up here anyway. I said, why are we going? Just to watch? He said, no, I'm going to get you on here. Because I got screwed out of being on it. That was what happened. That's what we talked about. That's what we laughed about. That's what I cried about. Was the fact that even when people is looking for me and request Reese, niggas still pull my pants down with no Vaseline and do it to me in the butt. That was the part I was talking about. Raw.
Way
None.
of the industry, though.
Bleeding
but we
blood
corrected
everywhere.
it.
Did we? I mean, I guess we did like a G. We corrected it, but we sure wasn't given access. We just took it. So I guess we raped them back. So
and sometimes that has to
rape
happen.
Everywhere.
That's why artists out here, it's important that you have representation. This is why you build a team.
And
so you have
one
that.
more time, shout out to therapy. That's about to be my new line.
Get that shirt. Hashtag.
Yes.
So anyway, back to Bashir. Tell them some more of what you doing. We done with trying to talk to Reese because I'm going to tell the truth out this mug, so we ain't going to get far. Praise the Lord.
No, that's it. I mean, the show's coming back.
Okay. Is there a date on that yet or no?
Not yet. I'm still talking to the executive.
Okay. But you'll post, let us know.
Yeah.
Okay. So, shout out your social media and all that you have going on, things that you're doing, how people can find you, so on and so forth.
Just social media, Facebook, Twitter. Bashir, everything's Bashir Hogue.
Everything is Bashir Hogue. Get to know the name.
Can we be grateful for the consistency across the social media platforms? Can y'all please stop trying to heal yourselves with your names and call yourselves something that you hoping to be? Because then when we look your name up on Instagram, we can't freaking find you.
Can't find you. That
Praise
is annoying.
God.
Very much so. Very much so. So y'all, we listen. We got Bashir Hogue here tonight. We thank you again for the live performance. For the Love Factor album. Go download that. Go and purchase that. Please support him. I'ma say it. Do me a favor. Go and get the singles and then get the album. If you are a subscriber to Apple Music, understand because of your monthly fee, he's not making that much money. So go and get the individual single. It's not hurting you because you already paid for it. So download the individual single and the album so he can get those numbers so he can be charted. All right, please do that. Please do that. So understand what I'm saying. So because you pay your $13.99 a month, I think it is $9.99 a month. I don't know.
I got the 9.
Okay, the $9.99. Okay, so because you pay your $9.99 a month subscribing to Apple Music, and you can download as much music as you want. It hurts the artist if you only go and download the whole album. Go and download the singles first and then the whole album so they can get their numbers. All right? Please do that. Bashir Hogue, Love You Back, single, but the Love Factor album. And there are some other good hits on there. So definitely do that. Listen, we appreciate you. Tommy, we appreciate you. Kalia, we appreciate you. All of our listening audience, our supporters, sponsors, we definitely appreciate you. Y'all already know. Y'all can go back. Y'all can catch this live on all the media outlets. So definitely go back. I can't. I'll be trying. All right, here we go. iHeartMedia, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, TuneIn Radio, Amazon Music, Anchor FM, Podbean, all them things and some. Go download it. Play it back. Google Bringing Lyrics to Life. You'll find us. You'll find Bashir. We appreciate y'all. We out.